Welcome to the April 2017 Star Wars News Roundup, where I put together all the major news stories coming out of the past month. April was big thanks to Star Wars Celebration, but honestly I was expecting more in the way of announcements. Anyway, let's get started. Let's start with the new teaser trailer for The Last Jedi. I won't spend any time breaking it down or anything because if you're watching this video, I find it nearly impossible that you wouldn't have already seen the teaser. If you haven't watched it for any reason, go do that. The first poster for the film was also released. It's very simple, featuring Rey, Luke, and Kylo Ren. It's got an old school style to it that I really like. The release date for Episode 9 has been announced as May 24th, 2019. It looks like Lucasfilm is committing to moving Star Wars back to a summer release over December after The Last Jedi premieres this Christmas. Speaking of Episode 9, Kathleen Kennedy has announced that Carrie Fisher will not be appearing in the film. I was surprised by that news, and honestly I'm a little worried about what that means for The Last Jedi and the end of the sequel trilogy. I just hope they didn't have to change the story they originally intended to tell. Kathleen Kennedy also mentioned that she's hoping to make further announcements about future Star Wars standalone films this summer, likely at D23 in July. A trailer was also released for Star Wars Rebels Season 4. It was somewhat light on new footage, but still exciting. Dave Filoni revealed that the coming season will be the final season. I'm sad to see Rebels go, but I also respect the decision. I would much prefer the show end on a strong note the way the creator wants, rather than overstay its welcome. Star Wars Battlefront 2 also had quite a bit of news come out this past month, but for all our video game news, I'm going to throw it over to Elliot from Battlefront Updates. And can I just say how ludicrous it is that we were literally hanging out for the entirety of Celebration and didn't think to do any of this in person? Oh well, here's Elliot.
Thanks Alex. The big thing in April was of course this Star Wars Battlefront 2 reveal over at Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. During the reveal they had a panel where they talked about the game and they of course also showed us a trailer. And this together with all the interviews gave us tons of information about how the next game is going to be. A little bit too much to cover in this video, so I'm just gonna go over the important points here. The trailer and reveal mostly focused on the single player campaign that is coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is going to be a canon story featuring a new Imperial elite squad called Inferno Squad, led by Iden Versio. And there will also be a tie-in novel called Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad that is coming out in June, and this novel will be a couple of years before the campaign of Battlefront 2. The campaign will be spanning from the Return of the Jedi all the way up until The Force Awakens, meaning that we will be following the fall of the Empire and the rise of the First Order from the eyes of an Imperial commander. They also confirmed that during this campaign you will sometimes get the chance to encounter characters such as Luke and Kylo Ren and even take control over them, so although you will mostly play as Iden Versio, you will also get a chance to play as some of the heroes. Through the single player you will also experience a brand new planet called Vardos, which is a planet that willingly joined the Empire and is also Iden's home planet. On top of Vardos, the so far confirmed planets for Star Wars Battlefront 2 is Naboo, Starkiller Base, Takodana, Hoth, Tatooine, Kamino, Jakku, Yavin 4 and the Death Star. And as you might be able to hear from that, yes, the next game is confirmed to have content from all three eras. In terms of heroes, we have Rey, Kylo Ren, Yoda, Han Solo, Darth Maul, Luke and of course Iden Versio. But this is not a complete list, neither for the planets or for the heroes, and we can expect to get more reveals of this in the future. But as you can see, these lists already beat the previous game by far. Regarding multiplayer, they have said that cross-era gameplay will be available for heroes in some game modes, but that for the standard troopers you will see droids on Naboo or snowtroopers on Hoth and not the other way around. They've also moved on to a class-based system instead of the star card system we had in the last game, with 4 classes: the Assault, Officer, Heavy and Specialist. And in general their goal is to have a lot more depth in the multiplayer gameplay, such as progression and unlocks for individual classes, heroes and vehicles, something we did not have in the previous game. And the blasters will also be customizable and be harder to use, such as aiming down the sight. It's semi-confirmed that the game won't have any season pass and that it will have microtransactions, although we don't know any specifics around that, so it could be cosmetics only. And lastly, another thing I wanted to bring up is that no, there won't be any more glowing pickups for heroes or vehicles. They have listened to the community and realize that we don't want that. The heroes will be achieved through some sort of resource system that they haven't gone into detail with yet. But that is all of the main bullet points regarding the Battlefront 2 reveal. There is tons of more details regarding the game, and if you're interested, feel free to check out my channel in the description below. But these were all of the main points that were revealed at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, and they have said that we will get more gameplay details at EA Play, which takes place June 12th.
Thanks, Elliot. If you want to keep up with all things having to do with Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars video games in general, Battlefront Updates is the perfect place for it, so go give Elliot some new subscribers. We'll be back to cover all the news that comes out in May in about a month. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with Star Wars news and lore videos every single day, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.